Greetings. Welcome to week 3 of Biology, Environmental Studies, Geography 330, Geographic Information Systems at Sable Institute. Joseph Kursky here, your instructor. This week's theme, from the field to the lab. From the field to the lab. I hope you're enjoying this course so far and found the web mapping applications you investigated last week to be as fascinating as I did. Now, what's not to love? The maps, the apps, all fascinating. If you want more of these to explore, just let me know. I have plenty to share and could post more in the bulletin zone in our course. Now, in this week, week 3, our readings will include the following. GIS is fundamental to understanding our world. Fundamental. What is geoliteracy? We'll explore that a bit. We'll talk a little bit more about geospatial data, big data, which you might probably have heard about, and how it fits into this geospatial world. Data models, major types of geospatial data, data portals, how does the data get served? Geospatial data challenges, data formats, files, GIS software, we'll talk a little bit about that. Geodesy, the measurement of the shape and size of the Earth, that's important to mapping. And coordinate systems, the sphere, the ellipsoid, and the geoid. This week from our field to the lab hands-on activities will include the following. Mapping data from fieldwork. Let's say you go out in the field and you collect data. How do you map it and analyze it? Ways to create digital maps. The goal of mapping is understanding. It's not just to make a map, okay? The goal is to understand something better in a deeper, richer way. Keep that in mind as we go through our course. The goal is not to make the final map or the perfect map. We'll also talk about the value of field experiences and mapping those experiences. We'll talk about foundations for effective fieldwork, GIS and fieldwork, 2 types of information collected in the field, downloading data for mapping and analysis, adding data from a field experience to a map, examining data that had been generated in the field via a smartphone app. We'll explore maps and data layers, and we'll also talk about being critical of the data's spatial accuracy and attribute accuracy, and then we'll talk about creating your own map from field data. Also, here we're going to be talking about base maps and bookmarks and symbology. And threaded in that, though, is not just the tools, but remember, data quality. How do I get data? How do I know if it's any good? Changing the visibility range of your map layer. We'll talk about elevation. We'll talk about the living atlas of the world, which is a great, wonderful data depository. We'll talk about creating a data table for mapping purposes, 3 different latitude, longitude formats, other formats that exist, and how to actually map that kind of data in those different formats. We'll also map not just one variable, but 2 variables, very powerful to be able to do that, using expressions. And we'll add multimedia also using a spreadsheet. We'll use a photos with locations tool to automatically map a group of photos. We're going to create a field-based survey, and we are going to talk about data from other sources. Mapping in the cloud, exchanging data, Mom would be so proud. So let me tell you, mapping in the cloud. I digress. See you in week 3.